Today is the 1 year mark for me for creating content and creating skits and generally just being on social media in this capacity. I wanted to check in not just with you guys, but for myself, for the future, for me to look back on and talk about how my life has changed, not just financially and lifestyle wise, but how I view myself as a person and the way that breaking your creative shell kind of changes the way you look at yourself and the way that you believe you're perceived by others. First off, financially, not much has changed. I mean, I make a little money off of it, and it helps for sure, and I'm grateful for that. It's not life-changing money, and I should clarify, I only have 63,000 followers. I get a good amount of views. It's very volatile. Nothing is consistent. I'm grateful for the position I'm in, but I am fully aware that I do not have a massive platform. I know people with smaller amount of followers probably see 63,000 and think that's a lot, but once you get into this level of, the multiple tens of thousands, you compare yourself to the bigger ones and you start to realize it's not that much. Now, obviously that's subjective to whoever's looking at it in whatever way, but lifestyle-wise, I mean, not much has changed. I do put a lot of time into this now, and not just creating the skits and thinking of them, but also checking the notifications. It really kind of puts you into a mindset of constantly checking social media, and it's something I'm trying to be better at, but it's a lot harder than you think. And especially when you are, checking how videos are doing, it's very easy to fall into the doom scrolling and things like that. But it's something to work on, and I think everyone has to work on that. And what I really want to talk about is how creating content has shaped me in the last year. Growing up, I was always an athlete. I was kind of insecure about being creative. I fell into the trap of trying hard is not cool, and it kind of limited me in terms of, my range of things I could do. Also, I was an athlete, so it's not like I had, a lot of my friend groups, they're all athletes. It's the kids that are doing the things that I'm doing, and creating content has kind of broken me out of this creative shell, and I feel like I've tapped into a part of myself that I didn't know was there for a lot of my life. It changes the way you look at yourself. It also changes the way you think about how others see you. And people chirp on this a lot, but once you start to try to do this stuff, people are going to see it and they're going to shit. They're going to shit all over it. And then when it starts to actually work, then they come back around. Family, friends, people are going to act like they're happy for you, but they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to make it, in the sense, they don't care. They only care if you are down. Sure, they're going to say they're happy for you. It's all semantics. There are people that do actually support you, that, but you can tell the difference. You really can. And then there's the people that act, they try to poke fun at you, and then you start to trajectory up a bit, and then it's, oh, I want to start making content. Oh, I want it. And it's like, then start. So if you're seeing this, and I know I've been yapping on this, and I don't really post videos like this, but I want to kind of connect with you guys more. If you're seeing this, start posting your content. It doesn't matter what it is, because it's going to change, and it's going to evolve. And for me, Union Guy was a ball of clay, and I would change it, and I would do whatever I wanted, and I didn't care, because I was just doing whatever. Everything was constantly changing. And now, I have multiple characters, and I'm kind of starting to hone the craft of creating the characters and doing the scenes and the settings, and I'm getting better at it, and it's made me more confident in myself, not just about who I am, but what I'm capable of. Because for a long time, I always felt like I was capable of so much more, but I fell into this pit of, just self-pity or woe is me or whatever you want to call it, and just not putting myself out there. And I'm really grateful I did. And, the last year has changed a lot about me and the way I respect people that try. So I guess the moral here is that trying is cool, and not trying is not fucking, you're not helping anyone. You're only hurting yourself. So I know not many of you are probably still watching, so I appreciate you guys being here and liking the videos, and it means a lot to me that I can make you guys laugh. Hopefully a year from now I'll make another video like this and it's a good one. Until then, I'll see you guys. Jackass!